Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Empowered Men Podcast. I'm your host, Lewis PL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And go to the Empowered Men Podcast Instagram page and follow all that good stuff. Leave some love. I really appreciate it. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Juggernaut Clothing. If you haven't heard of Juggernaut Clothing, go and check it out. Awesome deals. Some real awesome gears. So, Juggernaut Clothing on Instagram. My guest today is a legend in the fighting game, and it was such a privilege to be able to sit down and just be real. You know, we talk about his past, what's going on currently, and just all that good stuff. So, without any further ado, welcome my guest, Mark Hunt. Welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Appreciate it.
For the two people that don't know who you are, bro, do you want to introduce yourself?
yeah, I'm Hunt also. Nah, my name's Mark Hunt.
Yeah, Mark Hunt.
Mark
Hunt or
Richard Hunt. Yeah.
Bro, the man, the myth, the legend. Mark the Super Samoan Hunt. One thing that I always, bit of a pet peeve for me is when they're announcing you and they say Super Samoan.
American accents.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for inviting me into your house and for being part of the podcast. Really appreciate it. Like, we were talking about it before, just, how your story can help a lot of people out there, and they may be going through the same trials and that you've gone through before, and might be able to take something out of what you've done. So, I appreciate you letting me into your house, bro.
Yeah, all good. Thanks for having me on the show. So, anything to help these days is all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So, I guess you're born in New Zealand?
Correct.
South Auckland?
Kiwi, yeah, born in Auckland.
Yeah.
South Auckland, yeah.
Do you want to kind of go into your...
Family of... how many brothers? I got two older brothers and an older sister, and my parents are. So, parents are dead. The brother above me is dead, and just my older siblings are my brother Steve and my sister Victoria still live in Auckland. So I made the trek out here to Oz when I was 21. So got out of jail the second time, and opportunity to have it. That when Dave was saying to me, Mark, let's go and see what Australia's like. So first time on a plane. Even had to scrounge up the money for the tickets from my brother. And
it's your first time on a plane to come here?
Yeah. First time anywhere on a plane, so I came here and actually my brother paid for our tickets, and I think we only had like $40.
Were you surprised that they let you in?
Well, I mean, back then, and they didn't have that criminal record.
Yeah, true.
I came here, young guy, 21, didn't realise how things were, but lucky for me they didn't have that law back then of it was just as in a Kiwi and Australians, they both share. You're allowed to just cross going back and forth on a visa, unless you do something wrong these days. Then you get looked up, and then if you're of not good character, you'll get the old ass.
No, we're pretty much one and the same these days, eh? But you are right, man. Like I've had a mate who's a professional football player, come back from UK and then deported, even though he owns a house here and everything. So it's
look, it nearly happened to me. I was traveling all over the globe. I just came back from Hawaii. Decided, you better tick the honesty box and say I have got a criminal record. Next minute, they were trying to kick me out. I was like, oh shit, hang on, I got a wife in it. But lucky it was. I pay a lot of tax. I don't know about that, but it was it was lucky for me. I was allowed to stay, which is good. So
yeah. So I guess
I did apply for my citizenship, but because I've been out of the country so long, you got to be in the country for a whole year before you can,
continuously.
Yes, I was over the last 20 years. I've been traveling, so I need and it's because I said I have to reapply. So it's because I was working. So
yeah. Okay, bro. I guess take me back to your childhood, bro. Like, did you have strict parents?
Well, I had parents that pretty much like every other son, but mine were kind of. My dad especially was like now I realize he was over the top with a lot of stuff.
In what way?
Like abusive, and he was more. He was a real bad person, real rodent he was. So,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, some parents they're strict, but some parents are just strict and bad. So my dad was one of those guys. He was good on one day, on Sundays, but the rest of the week he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, okay.
To be honest.
Was he really, really hard on you?
Well, he it was pretty much like torture. He used to beat us up a lot. All of us. It wasn't that good. I mean, and I don't understand about hidings, but he was overly. I mean, I wouldn't be able to go to school a lot of the times, like 3-4 weeks, because I was the body was all whipped up and bruised and welted, and skin would break. Yeah, so a lot of those times was because of that. So yeah, he was on the other side of that, like overly abusive.
Was his dad like that to him?
Well, that's the thing. He was one of those guys. We didn't know most of our family because of him.
Oh, okay.
He was one of those guys. He didn't know. He didn't want us associating with any of the cousins or anything because of what he was up to. So,
okay.
So I didn't grow up with a lot of the cousins or anything. It was just us in the house, and didn't really know much of my cousins at all, to be honest, because of him.
Well, everyone probably say you're their cousin now. You probably have a lot of cousins.
Well, I've met a few of my cousins now. I'm actually related to the row parties.
Yep.
Tia and Frank, all of them. They're our first cousins.
You know what I mean, like when someone makes it. Yeah, like, he's my cousin.
I always say that all the time. I say I'm the Rock's cousin. And they go, what? And I say, yeah, come on, bro. So look, I got the eyebrow going. Nah. Typical, man. It's just how it is. He goes, I'm Shaq's cousin. But he's black. Oh, yeah, I got to put up, quarter.
So I guess, man, so growing up in South Auckland, what suburb?
We started in the city, like a lot of the Polynesians in the city.
Yeah, that's where my family originated from, the city, and they just ended up staying.
Yeah, well, you were one of the smart ones. I wasn't that smart. We went and moved out from the city to South Auckland and Papatoetoe, and then later on Otara, and then I came here. And, they lost. Both parents lost both the houses. Then they ended up in a flat in Otahu until I bought them a house in Papatoetoe. Then they moved on. So yeah, from out south for sure.
Nice. I guess, bro, let's talk shop now, like in terms of fighting and that. So there's probably a lot of people out there that don't even know how you started. Obviously, you've got your book, Born to Fight. So if you haven't got it, go and cop it now. So all you listeners, go get it. It's an awesome book, most definitely. But I guess if you wanted to touch on, how did you actually get into fighting? Yeah,
so I started my career a long time ago. I mean, I'm 45 now. I had my first fight, I think it was 16 or 17 or something. I actually written my book, the Born to Fight book, because it could help a lot of other people with their situation in their life. I mean, it wasn't for monetary purpose or anything. I mean, the publisher, Vanessa, is such a nice lady. I mean, she kept harassing me, and I don't like people that harass me or like people anything. I was at the end of the fourth time she called me. I was going to tell her to fuck off. I mean, but she's such a nice person, and the way she spoke about it. And what got me to write the book was, you could help others, Mark. I don't think she thought. She only thought about my life as a fighter, and that I'd been to jail and stuff. She didn't realize about my life as it was before then. And to be honest, I mean, not much people like to share their rubbish.
Oh, absolutely.
At all online. I don't like to. I like being a private person, but that's the reason why I did it, because I could help others with the journey. And I've had so many people message me about my book and talk about it. I mean, because they have a lot of similarities to their life and how it could help them.
Well, I mean, bro, for me personally, I drew a lot out of that book when I first read it. Like, bro, when did it come out? 2015, I think.
It's been out for a while now. Yeah. A few years now. Yeah. So
I was just telling you, I got a signed version, and now I'm sitting next to you in your theater room. talking to you, man, and it's just unreal for me. Obviously, like watching you, your journey as I was growing up, and just to kind of read, that we've had similar experiences in the past. I'll be honest, man. I didn't have to fight. Like I never had the gift of fighting. So but like I've just had a lot of experiences the same as you, which has helped me through a lot of situations that I've had to go through. So.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think the gift of fighting is sometimes is a curse and sometimes a blessing. To be honest, the truth about it is fighting. I mean, only great fighters come from nothing. I mean, some of the best fighters in the world were poor. We're like the greatest fighters in the world come from nothing. I mean, I've never seen or even heard of a guy, a wealthy or rich top end prize fighter, to be honest, because fighting is for people to get out of I mean, it's because you have nothing else.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that's what I think. I actually know myself that's what great prize fighters come from. They come from pretty much nothing, and they have to fight for everything. So I mean, only the best sit at the table to eat. To be honest, yeah.
No, you're 100% right there. Like, man, Mike Tyson, he was a perfect example of that. Come from nothing.
That's why I'm a big fan, and I've always been a big fan of Mike. But yeah, that's why a lot of the great fighters, boxing, MMA. I don't. I mean, if you didn't have to do it, why would you do it?
Exactly right.
I mean, money is the incentive.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Options are the incentive, and for me, of course, it's always been about money to start with, because it gives you options.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've talked a lot about this in length before about chasing the dream to a certain extent where you're at a certain age by yourself, and then when it gets too late, into that age, you haven't made it yet, then you get kids, and then it becomes in that situation where there's not only you in trouble, it's your family. It's crazy. Yeah.
So I guess so your first,
Yeah,
I guess,
so
how did you get
back to
how did you get, like, so I know you got noticed on the street, so I guess you want to tell us about how you.
Yeah, so I started. My first fight was, I was out with the boys, some of the guys I know, and getting into a lot of mischief as usual.
Yeah.
We'd done something, we'd rolled some idiots, or not idiots, just idiots, at the back for their jersey, and one of the boys was wearing his jersey inside the club. It was called DTMs. I asked one of the other boys, I said, where's the other guy going? They probably already mentioned his name, but he's probably pissed off about it. But I said, where's blah blah going? He's got at the front with these guys, and I said, oh yeah, went and had a look. And he's got these 4 guys kicking into him in the corner. And I'd fucking run over to help him. I ended up slipping over because I was wearing some Dave's Johnny Rebs, and I ended up sitting next to him like this. We were like shoulder to shoulder in this corridor, and these guys were kicking the fuck out of it. And so they, when that stopped off, they walked off. The cops came. They'd walked off, and they're standing by the cops. And I was really salty. I was a salty person at that age.
How old were you?
I was 16 or 17 or something like that, around that age.
Yeah.
And we walked back, the cops and everything. I saw these guys gloating, they were like laughing about it. And, they thought they wouldn't do anything about it. So I just popped one of them. I started smacking. We started getting into the fight again with the cops. I didn't give a damn. I was pissed off. And, while the scuffle was going on all about it, the cops grabbed me and, well, not the cops, Sam grabbed me and, hid me in the toilets,
Yeah.
And he became my first trainer.
Sam, who was Sam?
Sam Masters. He was, a Cookie Arara guy. So,
was he there?
Good friend of mine.
Was he there?
He was a doorman.
Oh, so he was
the doorman was he helped me not get arrested by the cops. Apparently, these other guys, weren't liked.
Yeah.
And that's why, he was sort of happy that that happened. But anyway, so he asked me, oh, you like fighting? And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, who's that? I'm a young guy. He's like, young joint guy. Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Come, have your fight in like end of the week. And next week. It's like, oh yeah. What kind of fun you got? And he said, Muay Thai. So I was like, okay, sweet. So that's when I had my first fight. I went to his gym for the gym for the first time, like Muay Thai gym.
Yeah.
Went to his gym, started training with him, and then fought my first time. I got the guy in the second round. He's like, I think I was only 95 kilos. I was real strong then.
Yeah.
He was like 130. So I knocked him out of the second round.
Shucks.
Yeah, so it was good.
So like what? So clubbing, and then that same week fight.
The following week I was fighting in the very same club called DTMs. And then I
Yeah.
I that was my first fight, proper
Yeah.
ring fight. And then
Yeah.
I started, every time I go out with the boys, I'll see Sam with somebody. He goes, "Come and fight, come and train." Then I go fight again, but I just wasn't training at all.
Yeah.
And I just took fights on. I travelled a little bit around New Zealand, a lot around New Zealand with Sam. Because he was a surfer, so he'd go surfing, we'd go training a fight. It was a good experience,
So
He's a good man, Sam.
So I guess when you start, like you said, bro, like when you fight, when you start fighting, it's not for money, really. Like,
Well, it started. It was just that experience. It was like, because to be honest, I had no knowledge. I mean, I had knowledge of fighting as in David Tor, Mike Tyson, nothing like where Muay Thai fighters. I mean, I only started knowing about Ray Sefo and them when I got into Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And then I knew where the kickboxers go. And then I mean, there was no end. I thought, well, that's a bit far away. But then I thought, it was. I don't know what it was, but I thought to myself, I'm going to be going there.
Yeah.
But I just the way things worked out, it just wasn't happening. I wasn't,
Yeah. So you wanted to start fighting so you could like leave a legacy, or like so you could just get up to that level?
It was just doing it just for the heck of it.
Just for the heck
I
of it.
don't think you could make money off it.
Yeah.
And then first fighter, you gave some beers. Here's some beers. I said, oh sweet.
So you got beers for knocking out that first guy?
Yeah. Well, it was an amateur fight,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was, and Muay Thai in New Zealand was raw. It was like, it was new.
True.
No one knew about it. People were wearing and freaking, that guy was wearing a fucking, fucking do-rag in the fucking, I was like, what the hell? The hell is like this amateur fucking
what were you wearing in your
backyard shit?
What were you wearing in your first fight? Like, do you remember?
Well, I had Muay Thai shorts on, I had abs.
Oh,
I was like I said, I was 95 kilos.
So you were quite fit.
Just got out of jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
So I was in good shape at that first fight. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I guess, how did you transition from, I guess, going from New Zealand to like living here? Like, what made you?
Well, look, yeah.
What made you want to move? Because I have heard, was there some like issues with New Zealand, like just?
Well, look, man, I got into a lot of trouble. Like I said, I was in jail for the first. Just got out of jail. I was in that circle of going in jail, not getting a job, not education, just doing the same circles, man.
Yeah.
Then I went back to jail, assault, and that's just the cycle of it all. That's what was happening. I was going nowhere, and then I got the opportunity to go with my mate Dave to Oz. He said, "Oh, you want to go check out Oz?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Real freshy. Didn't know, never been in other countries. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As I had a mate, he was living here. His name was Toxie. He's always coming over telling us, because I was living in Dave's garage at the time. He's like, "Come out to Oz, man. All the chicks, all the shit." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, bro. You just need to go like this. You just need to go. You just need to go like that." And you get the chicks. I was like, really, fucking lie, hey. And bro, to this day, I still hammer him about it. He goes. I just saw him on the weekend, but it's funny. That's what he said. He goes, "You just need to say that, just make that, and you'll get chicks." I was like, this guy. Oh.
But I guess it was a good move because, like, I guess when you came here, your career went to the next level.
Well, to be honest, I only did it because in my mind there was, like, I don't know, there's a voice. I don't know if anyone's got that voice that's telling them. Probably I'm just crazy, but I had a voice keep telling me, "Oh man, you're going to be in jail again. You're going to be like, 50 years old talking about murder or joining some gang or some
true.
gang shit or doing some rubbish." And and I used to just after I got the second time in jail, it was just playing on me every single day. Time is running out. You got to go. You got the drive to just do something.
Yeah.
Was just killing me. It was just eating me up.
Yeah.
I'd go to work because I was working I'd break it up with my ex. Fucking whore. I was going to say that. I was working at a factory in John Young factory in Mangere. And I was filling in pillows and I was looking at my boss going, "Damn, you're going to be like that guy. Look at him. He's like 60 and he's filling in a pillow." I was like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with him, man. He's all right. Shut the fuck up, man,
Yeah.
Oh, every day, same shit. Boys going,
"Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there." And I said, I actually quit the fucking go and sell drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll actually go and hang out with the other guy who was doing, about to do shit like that.
Yeah.
But, luckily I didn't stay doing that shit with him.
Mm.
You know, I saw him a couple of weeks later. He got battered or something up. But anyway, long story, I didn't do it. I had the opportunity to come to Oz and start again. You know, being street smart for a long time. You know, it was different though. But yeah, coming here was a good opportunity for Mark Hunt and to change his ways, to be honest. And that's pretty much basically what saved my life, was coming here and you know, meeting my partner.
Massive, man. That's awesome. So I guess fighting was almost like an outlet for you to kind of was fighting, would you say, like an outlet? And so instead of going and doing bad shit on the street, you can do it for money?
Well, to be honest, what happened to me was I started using fighting as a way to make money. Like, it wasn't much money, but it ought to be enough to, you know, I came here, I gained a fucking gambling problem, gambling addiction. I found out about life really quickly. It was hard. And I didn't realize you can't just go to your friends and eat or go muck around. I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
It was like, it was 2 years of trying to find myself, being home, you know, nearly home, a lot of shit. It was just crazy. I remember standing in Fairfield, we just didn't pay the rent, got kicked out of the house, had nowhere to go, had no friends. Dave and them had gone to their cousins, and I was standing there with 40 cents in my name, looking at this Indian shop, going to go and rob the fucking place.
Was that like within the first 2 years of you landing?
Yeah. First 2 years, man.
Yeah. What made you not go and...
I know that same voice just said, Mark, just use that, because there were still phone boxes back then.
Yeah.
Use that fucking money, look in that phone box. I just went in the phone box, opened up this. I found a fucking halfway house in Auburn. Rang the guy, the Sri Lankan guy, goes, come stay here, because I had a job. Yeah. And then I lived there and, you know, went for the same cycles there. It was crazy. Yeah. It was the craziest times, and, you know, it saved me from probably going to jail again, you know, going to rob that Indian shop and being a real fucking shithead again.
So this inner voice, do you still hear it from time to time? Or?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's a voice that you'll never lose. It might be the conscience. I don't know, but it's telling you stuff that you should be doing or want to be doing.
Yeah. What's
wrong or what's right. I mean, you know, I don't know. I think it's a lot of the times it's quiet, you know, but you know, who knows? It might be just me talking to God. Who knows? Who knows what it is, man? To be honest. Yeah. But I've always had that. It gets louder and louder when I'm not doing the right thing. It's just.
No, I feel you there, man. Like, yeah, there's always. I hear you, man. Like, there's like a conscious self of yourself just saying, hey, man, you should be doing this. Like, you should be going and doing this. You should be going and training, or you should actually be home with your family. Like, you know. Yeah. Well, I know what you mean, bro. Yeah, there's always louder and louder.
Louder and louder as you do wrong, and man. Yeah. And then what happens if you don't listen to that voice? You get into so much trouble, man. I spent the last 4 years away from my family, man, making bad decisions and losing myself, you know, being lost again. Yeah. I mean, even at my age, it's crazy, man. Their voice is just, you know, always saying to you, man, and it comes out in different ways and different things you do. You know, you might be getting angry at just over nothing, you know, being a road rage, but, you know, so many things that set you off. But, you know, if you try to come back to it, it's what you're supposed to, your voice is, your heart is supposed to be telling what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. You know, are you right on track? You know, you're doing the right things for your family. Is this the right thing you're supposed to be doing? And, you know, if you don't listen to it, it comes out in a different way somewhere else. Mm.
Yeah, man.
Which bites you back hard.
Yeah, and that's honestly, for me, these last 6 months in regards to me, and I hear you, man, like, it's more acting from here instead of, you know, up here.
Oh, you know, from other places, but yeah,
I
totally agree.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know, I feel that 100%. Now I'm, you know, the traveling is you know, pretty much stopped. I know I'm not working, fighting that much. I'm just trying to get back in shape and finish my career. You know, you get to realize and think a lot about different stuff and things that's happened to you, the people you've met along that way, the journey you've had. I mean, it's pretty good, especially the fighting. You know, fighting this. And then, you know, coming back to being a family man, and, you know, it's weird.
No, I bet it is. I bet you're still in that transition period, bro.
I'm totally still. I'm still in the transition period. Like I said, I want to. I mean, at my age, that's crazy. I still think I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and I still want to go and fight. So, I mean, of course, it's about money. But 6 more times, I want to finish my career happy. You know. Just, you know, yeah.
No, that's good, man. So, bro, I guess just in the timeline. So you come to Australia, and then you get an opportunity to go fight in Japan.
Yeah, I fights in the regional tournaments.
Yep.
You know, the first time I ever decided to take my training seriously, I was still smoking up until I won the world title. Smoking, I lived with a lady named Lucy Tui in Manly.
Yep.
You know,
what made you kind of like not go all in? You know what I mean? Like go in and all, like if you're still smoking and.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, that's one of the bad sides of being well, I always thought I was gifted. I never said anything to anyone because I didn't want to be that person, but I always felt like I was a gifted person. You know, I thought to myself, man, looking at my life and my family and my brothers, I said, what is this shit? No food in this fucking dump. This place is a fucking shit. No fucking clothes to wear. The fucking kids make fun of you at school. I gotta try and smash everyone because they're fucking making fun of us. What is this shit? What am I good at? This whole fucking, you know, this whole the cards that was dealt to you, for me on this side is like, man. I know there's a lot of other kids out there like that, but I'm like, this is what drove me to having a piece of shit dad that fucking beat the shit out of you all the time. It just drives you to do, the opposite of what you were doing. So it started off getting out there, being a fucking angry kid trying to smash everyone. Meeting the criminals and then going and joining them and say, yeah, let's do it, And then changing my ways when you get caught and going to jail, you realize, man, this is just a waste of time. This place, man, the good thing about jail was they got food. They fed you right, they did all this. I mean, there was nothing else much different to my house, but the jail, they had food, which was really good. Yeah. And you don't get hiding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but knowing the right from wrong, that voice coming on strong again, telling you this, and you go, okay. I mean, like I said, me knowing I have a gift, it's just a matter of trying to find that. I mean, I feel totally like every single person in the world has got a gift, whether it be one, two, or three. The person has just got to find that gift, Mine, I was lucky to find fighting. That's what it was. That's what saved my account, And I mean that literally. It saved him from being another decade in jail, making up excuses for all the wrong he did. Blaming everyone else, saying, I did this because of that motherfucker. Nah, man, take accountability for yourself. I mean, at a certain age, you realize that is your fault. You made the decision. And, that's what, martial arts gave me, and fighting and realizing this.
Yeah. So man, so something massive about me is like, you've had this drive to be something better than what you've seen.
That comes from...
And hard work.
It comes from a fucking upbringing like that. It comes from parents that don't give a shit. And you wish they were never there. That comes from that sort of drive. That's like I said, it's comes from the impoverished background. You have nothing else.
Yeah. And
There's no way of not succeeding.
Yeah, and I guess for all the listeners, for people that have been through that and they just have a victim mentality where they think, like, oh man, I can't do that because I had the shittest upbringing and all that stuff.
Dude.
But your example of having to go through that and putting in hard work and just pushing through obstacles and
adversity. There's nothing that in the octagon or the ring that would hurt me like I've already been done there before. I've been there already so many times over so many times. The punishment with fighting. I mean, my dad did that to me all the time. It's normal shit. It's not, at the end of the day, it's what fueled my, my kāwale or the car, whatever this is. To go and strive for better. Always that. And like I said, the mentality of here is like, man, I didn't really care about any of these guys. It was just the formality. They were just in my way to get to where I wanted to be. And there's nothing they could ever done to me. I mean, shucks, it's just, I had no, it was just, I was going to where I was going. It doesn't matter where I was going. Where I started, where I went and trained, I was going to be one of the best fighters on the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, you can't you can't say that you're not one of the best fighters in the world
Oh,
now.
of course, I still am.
So,
Probably the day I retire, probably is the day that I'll feel differently.
yeah.
Even though I say that even when I'm losing, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah. So then you're fighting in Japan, and there's one fight for me that stood out as the fight against Ray Sefo.
Yeah, everyone says that, eh?
Yeah, I know. It was just the reason why, it's two Samoans going up
yeah.
against each other, and obviously like same kind of upbringing, and just and then to finally meet in Japan in a ring in front of thousands of people, and what was going through, like what happened to, I guess, getting that fight? Like, when did that pop up?
I was out partying. I was in Auburn partying with my mates and drinking, and I got a call from Dixon, who was actually managing me. Dixon the dickhead. He was actually managing Ray at the same time too. But and then he called me and said, "Oh, would you like to fight in Japan? There's a catch to it." And I said, "Oh yeah, man, of course. Oh man, I'm always down for the scrap, man."
Yeah.
And it was money, and there was only like 3 weeks or something to go before the New Year's Eve, and I was on the piss. I wasn't training. It didn't matter to me. I mean, at the end of the day, I was in there. And that's what a lot of the promoters liked about me. It doesn't mean I'll be in there and put in a good fight. But
you've always been that fighter, the fighter that they can rely on. 2 weeks notice, you're all good to go.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing or a good thing. But like I said, that was just me. That's how I did things. But Dixon said there was a catch. He said, "Oh, you'll be fighting Ray." Now, Ray's a guy that I respect a lot. I mean, he's a guy that was before me. He came, and when I got into Muay Thai, I was like, "Man, who's that guy?"
Yeah.
I fought his brother on my second fight or third fight, Ronnie. Great guy, of course. But these guys, him, Jason Suddy, Supercharged, all these guys, Eddie, all these guys came. Doug, all these guys. Well, apart from that, they came before me, with Lolo.
Yeah.
And I respected them for as I got into the game, and I said, "Oh, yeah, okay, that'll be cool. I'll fight with Ray. That'll be sweet as." And that's, like I said, it's a. I didn't respect him by not training, but it was not my choice. It was a quick fight; it had to be done. So but I gave him the respect in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gave him everything I had, and that's it. That's all I could do, and that's how a fighter shows his respect to another person. So, great fight. This. A fight that was, he'd won the fight, but, well, actually, I won the fight because he couldn't continue. Sorry about that, Ray, but, and then I moved on and won the world title and got my first pro contract.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, and then, so you obviously won the K1 Grand Prix, and then, bro, and then you went on to the UFC, bro.
I actually, when I won the K1, after that, I fought a couple more times for K1.
Yep.
I lost the title the next year.
But you placed though, eh? Like you.
I to be honest, after that, when I'd done it once, I said, it's over. I don't want to climb that hill again, the mountain again. I've done it already.
Yeah.
Lost interest again. I had money now. I could eat or do a lot of shit. And it just became, one of those guys that didn't give a shit. Yep. And then back to normal, and then and then I got a call from I had an injury. Had a call from a company called Pride.
That's right, yeah.
And then that's when they started. It was Pride and K1 were battling for the Japanese audience. I didn't even know what Pride was, I didn't know what mixed martial arts was. When I was first asked about it, they said to me, "Oh, you're gonna fight with the? Would you ever consider fighting a guy named Fujita?" I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm like, Vegeta? Nah, man, I'm Goku, bro. I thought he was, I thought he was talking about, the Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
But he was talking about an actual guy named Vegeta. He was a fighter. And he looks similar to me. Well, anyway, Alex. But then later on I came up, and then I took the Pride fight contract. My first contract was way more, my one fight than my whole contract worth, Wow. It was good money. And but it was a new challenge. It was like, wow, okay, this will bring the fire back for fighting.
Yeah, you've climbed the K1 mountain. Now let's try get the Pride Championship.
Didn't know what it was. New sport, new everything. So damn, okay, cool, let's do it. So 8 weeks I was there. They paid for me to go to train with Bash Rutten, but I decided to just keep the money and train in Auckland in New Zealand with Steve. I was still a fucking backyard guy, doing those deals. Still hustling.
Yeah. And then, how did you go in Pride? Was it Pride that you?
had my first fight. I never won the Pride title.
Yeah.
Had my first fight with fuck, I forgot his name. Japanese guy. He's a gold medalist in judo. Anyway,
Pride have some pretty weird mismatches, like massive, like giants.
yeah, the audience like that sort of the kind of fight like that. You know, the difference in fighting, which style is better, or if this guy can do this, or
Yeah. No, I saw you on those game shows too, bro.
yeah.
No, yeah, it's like they actually make a celebrity out of you, like
Mm-hmm.
I saw you on the strongman, the game shows, like the strongman when you had to do that tug war.
Yeah.
No, but no, that's a massive adventure for you, and I think coming off Pride, you had a few losses in a row, but
I had like 6 maybe.
Yeah, I think it's 6, but you just keep coming, man. Like you don't really give a shit.
I was going through a lot of, as you see a fighter fighting you, they'll go through a lot of different times in their life.
Yeah.
And that time I was going through a lot of trouble outside the octagon, outside the ring.
Yeah.
A fighter that's doing well is a fighter they have to worry about his back end. And I had a lot of issues in the back end. With rip-off management and all this sort of jazz.
Yeah.
A lot of shit like that bugs a fighter, and I was just going through. I couldn't even beat anybody, to be honest. I mean, I was going through a lot of issues, and it showed. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I just went in there, give my fucking money, this and that. I just didn't care about fighting because I had so much shit going on in my life, on the outside, and it just showed in my fighting. I was getting beat up. I got knocked out for the first time. Was it the first time by Melvin Manhoff? Yeah, I think it was the first time in my career by a fucking middleweight. Little cunt. He's only lucky.
Shit.
If I got that guy, man, I was smashing.
Bro,
he got lucky. But anyway,
is he still fighting?
He's still going.
Rematch.
Oh, bro. I'm up for a rematch, bro. I don't think he'll be, but I'll knock his fucking teeth out. But anyway, that's another incident that happened there.
Yeah.
But
I guess that's another. That just like reinforces your just how stubborn you are, and just just how you just want to keep pushing the boundaries no matter what happens.
Tenacity, man. That's what drives someone like me, someone that's got nothing. I mean, like you someone that doesn't fear death.
Yeah.
You can't, how are you going to beat that guy, man? Shit. I don't give a shit about it. I want to do this. I want to do this. It doesn't matter what I got to go through to get it. I'm going through. It doesn't matter if I have to go over, around, or under, or through you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Would you say that now you got into a point where, I guess the thing that makes you keep going is obviously just you don't want to go back to what the situation that you were at when you were growing up?
Well, I still want to fight 6 more times is I want to finish my career happy. Money, of course.
Yep.
I've got to pay for this fucking lawsuit now. I mean, suing these fucking this UFC company.
Bro, let's go into it. May as well.
Okay, I'm suing this fucking piece of shit company called UFC. I've had a lot of incidents with them. People globally know that I dislike the company. I mean, you can see from my last few years of fighting with them, I didn't give a shit about their company, or I should have actually cared about fighting for the fans, but the company just made me so bitter. And I lost the love for fighting. They just took all my love away from it because, at the end of the day, when I got to the top of that league fighting for it, I had a purpose that drove me. But when you get there, all you get is scumbag crooks that take all the money, that don't want to share any of the money, and plus they just promote these steroid users. They give you these steroid users, and they don't even... They say they've got the strictest penalties, drug testing penalties, but yet they never enforce it. This instance we had with Brock Lesnar, when we found out he was cheating, we asked him in the contract, it says you can take the money back off him. We asked him that. They said, now that we found that he's guilty of cheating, can you take all the money off him? And he's like, and all they could see back was, we've fulfilled our contract with Brock Lesnar. Truth is, if they try to touch this shit, he would have told the truth about what happened. Fucking set up guys.
Yeah.
They were selling the company. They didn't give a shit about it. I mean, they took one steroid user off it, John Jones, but they needed the other one to be on it. I mean, Brock Lesnar puts a lot of bums on seat, but the bottom line, the guy's a shortcut taker and he's a cheater.
Yeah, and then he wasn't the first. Like, I know there's...
Well, he wasn't the first. He was just the one that triggered it in the end. The other two before that, there's probably been more. People say to me, Mark, you knew he was on drugs. Well, the thing was knowing and actually knowing properly is two different things. I can't go to a fucking court of law and say, I thought he was cheating. I know he's cheating. Where's your proof? I just know he's cheating.
Yeah,
Show
exactly
me.
right, yeah.
Show me, where's your proof? So these idiots that say to me, they say, well, you knew he was cheating. There's the answer for you. The answer is right there. It's not like I could take actually know he's cheating into the courtroom with me. But like I said, I didn't know I was actually going to sue the company. It wasn't in my intention. I was just had enough of these guys using steroids and being allowed to get away with it. I mean, I broke my hand 16 screws against Bigfoot, and you know what did you get from that? I had a year off work without no income, and he said, "I will give you $50,000." Gave his bonus. I don't give a crap about $50,000. I want to fight more times in the whole year.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I could have earned more money during that year, but yet I had to watch him fight before I did, because I was still injured.
Yeah. And plus,
I could have been the world champion, a few times.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could have made it once at least. If it wasn't for these steroid using guys or these cheaters that stopped my career. People say, well, how do you know you could have been? How do you know I couldn't have been? I was number 3 or 5 in the world at one stage.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I have a chance?
Yeah. And then you went in for the interim title?
Oh, man, another steroid user?
Yeah.
Another piece of shit cheater?
Yeah.
Fabricio Erum?
Yep.
Another little coward? I lost to that guy. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I do a lot of these short notice fights for this company, and then they go and back the guy that's cheating. It's ridiculous.
You're putting your life on the line against people that are cheating.
Yeah, it's not an even playing field, and all they care about is the money.
And so obviously, so you've lost you lost the court case against them. So you're gonna.
Well, I haven't lost the court case. The upsetting thing about the whole scenario is the judge actually threw out, 10 of our causes of action without even letting us get into discovery. Just threw it out. And then the funny thing is, after she threw out the 10 causes of action, she goes and recuses it. She throws it out with conviction.
Yeah.
With prejudice. She says, "Oh, you can't come back at it." Then she goes and leaves the case. Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you throw out all my causes of action with prejudice? Then you'd leave the case. It's probably because she knew those freaking jerk-offs. I don't know. That's just my assumption anyway. But, it's annoying. So we have to file an appeal.
Yeah.
It's going to cost money.
Yep.
And that's another reason why I'm going to fight again. I need to make some money, of course. I love fighting also, but it's what I need to do. I'm not going to give up on this. I don't think they got a right to keep doing this.
Yeah.
They're selling this false dream to these young boys and girls, like when you make it in the UFC, you can get money, this and that. Well, it's garbage. I mean, the guys that just signed with UFC getting paid $8,000 or some crap. That's not even enough to wipe your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, half of that goes to taxes. Then what?
Yeah.
When's your next fight? 6 months? Companies are rip-off. It's a sham, and they're mainstream, making shitloads from all these gullible idiots that say, I just need to make it in the UFC. Yeah, whatever, idiot.
So you think UFC doesn't really pay it as well as it should?
I don't think. I know. All the UFC fighters share 4%. It makes me laugh when all these fighters get signed. They go, man, in the UFC. Man, you just signed with a garbage company, man. That's all you did. Like another idiot company just ripping you off. They sign with a garbage company, get paid chump change, and when their time's up, they're gone. They get the boot. See you later.
Yeah, next one, eh? Then the next.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. All these guys that come and say, I just need to make it in the UFC. Dude, don't worry about making this UFC, man. Stay with your job. As soon as you start in the UFC, then you'll be battling shit up creek. Those guys only share 4% of the revenue. I think the B-ballers and all those ground players, they share 40%. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
There's another lawsuit that's happening now called the Ali Act. There's a class action going on. We're trying to sue these guys to get the Ali Act in. So that's going to hopefully change things. So these fighters get a chance at making some serious money. So if you make it in the top 10, you make the world title, you deserve to get paid well.
Yeah.
All these champions deserve to get paid well money because they're the best.
Yeah.
I mean, look at some of the champions right now these days complaining about money. Doesn't that tell you something?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. I mean, I'm number 5 in the world of the highest earners for that shit company. 5. How am I the number 5? The reason I'm number 5 because I'm opening my mouth to tell that piece of shit, bald-headed cunt, give me some more money. I can't live like this. Where's my money? You know?
Is that Dana?
Yeah, of course it's that little piece of shit. And all those fucking other fighters are just going, oh yeah, but please, lick. Fucking lick ass cunts trying to lick the way they're getting there to sign a contract with their garbage company. It makes me laugh, man, honestly.
It's weird because like because the UFC is the biggest platform, like, you know, to get your name out, like, because it's like the only one. It's the only one out there. There's no competition, so that's the only.
They have monopoly, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's gravitating towards that one company.
They've bought out the other companies that have come through. They've bought them out, broke them up, and got rid of them. I mean, there's a few other companies coming through, but you know, we all know the giant is UFC. But the giants are just slavers. They're slave driving all these other fighters that are fighting them. They're making chump change. You know, by the time their use by date is up, they're done.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go and get a job after that.
Sounds to me like, greed, eh? Just greed. Got enough money.
That's them.
Share it around.
Well, I mean, when you look at boxing, when they make the big time, do they get paid well? Of course. I mean, the world champions in the UFC should be getting paid what some of the boxers get paid for one fight, but they're not.
It's like the only way that they can make big bucks is super fights, you know, just ridiculous fights, you know, middleweight fighting heavyweight, John Jones going up, etc. Like just moving weight classes. Like it seems as if you're right.
Because I'm not seem like I know I'm right. It's because the fighters don't band together and say we want change. We want. I mean, I know it takes 51% of the fighters to go over and say, well, we'll form this union. We'll start here. We'll get together. And these guys have no option but to change things. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, to bring the Ali Act in so we can see where transparency is, where it comes with the money. These guys don't want that.
Yeah.
Because they're pocketing all the money. That's what they're doing.
Sheesh. Man, it seems like, there's like a lot of... Like for fight fans, all they want to see is the fights. But fuck, if the fighters are, you know, having to worry about that, obviously, and what happens in the cage.
That's the truth. That is what I know firsthand. Yep. And from my own experience, I know that.
Yep.
And all these fighters in the company right now, they should have to fight. You know, if they become the world champion, they can fight one fight $10 million. They're only squabbling for like a couple $1 million. It's a lot of money, but still.
And that's if you that's if you're at the top. That's only when you can get those. Otherwise, you know, you've got to climb the ranks to get there.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. I think they should be able to share a lot more of the revenue from that comes through for the company. And that's basically it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for what it is. You know, they're making shitloads of money selling all over the globe. People don't pay to watch the fucking company. They pay to watch the fighters. The company's made it about them. Yeah, exactly. People think MMA is UFC. They said, I do UFC.
I do UFC.
Hang on, what do you do?
Those casuals, man. Those bloody casual fans.
You say you do KFC or UFC? KFC. I said, I do UFC. Dude, it's called MMA. UFC is a fucking crooked company, mate. Come on.
So surely there's some people that you have time, that you give some time for within the UFC. Is there anyone that you know, any of the other fighters that you really got along with?
I get along with a lot of the fighters that work for the company, but it is what it is, man. I can't force them to do whatever they do whatever they want to do. Yeah. You know, they have their own plans of life and do whatever. My thoughts are on that. You know, my issue with the company was the steroids. Yeah. You know, I went in this other lawsuit because of also helping or thinking about, you know, the fighters getting more money. Yeah. You know, getting more of the revenue, and that's the Ali Act. You know, I mean, my lawsuit in itself was just about an even playing field, about steroids, about them actually saying they have the best cheating policies but enforcing it, which they don't do.
So have you ever thought about, you know, being that? Obviously, you're the voice of it now, but you know, if this appeal goes through, and obviously, like, just one step at a time, but, you know, would you want to be that person that maybe forms a fighters union. And
Well, we've tried it a few times. It needs the fighters get behind it. It never happens because some fighters they're getting paid here, they think they should be getting paid here. Will stay here, get their money. I mean, that's one of those things. They're their options,
Yeah,
They think loyalty to the company is going to help them. Fuck, the company didn't give a damn about you, boy. Fuck, they think about themselves.
Yeah. Did you find that when you made noise, they were quite reluctant to give you fights, and then
No, they tried a lot of things to ruin. They tried to say that I was retiring. They tried to force me to fight they forced me to fight one drug cheater. They forced me. They said, can you fight Josh Barnett? I said, hell no, he's a drug cheater. They keep trying to push it on me. Next day he popped for fucking steroids. Then they forced me to fight Alistair Overeem, and they said, you got to fight this guy. And I said, I don't want to. He's a steroid user. You're going to fight him, otherwise you're going to be unemployed. I was like, what the fuck? Send me a letter and everything.
Really?
Sent it to my lawyers, yeah. And then I took the fight and I said, fuck it, this guy's a piece of shit. I mean, they even allowed that guy to fucking use IVs when he said he was sick. The fucking Dana, the piece of shit's a fucking scumbag. And I got knocked out in that fight,
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're putting your life on the line against cheaters.
Yeah.
So it's pretty shitty. So I guess, obviously, like, towards your last few fights, you've had a few losses. So obviously with this court case been going, a couple of years now. So that would have been on the back of your mind a lot through that whole last couple of years.
Not making any excuses. And the losses, to be honest, they just took away my love for fighting.
Yep.
That company did, having to fight, work for a company being so bitter. I mean, I was like, just pay my money.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yep.
Scumbags. Fights that easily should have been won. Yeah, fuck yeah. Go fuck yourself.
No, and I guess just looking back at everything that you've said, and how you've got to make sure everything outside the octagon is like for the fighters that are doing well. Things outside the octagon must be going well. So obviously,
but you got to remember, they say it's going well, but it could always be better.
Yeah.
It could always be way much more better. You're talking about 4% revenue as to 40%.
Yeah.
Well, that means that's like 36 more percent then means way better than what 4% is.
Yeah.
That's a total difference. And these scumbags that work for you are like Dana, they don't want people to know that. They don't want people to realize they're just selling some fucking bullshit pipe dream.
Yeah, man.
That's basically what they're doing. So, this appeal is going to cost money, and that's what I'm going to sue them for. I mean, to be honest, I wanted to get to the stage of discovery. I like to put that little bitch in jail. Fuck the money, I'll put that guy in jail, bro. We'll see how he likes it.
Yeah.
Fuck, for sure. If this, if the appeal, we win the appeal against the discovery, I'd rather see him go to jail. I'd rather see these scumbags go to jail for doing that to me. They set me up. And if we can get any evidence on them, you're going to jail, you little bald-headed prick.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's a few other fighters that will
Dude,
surely back you
I wouldn't
up.
Even the offer was great. Man, I'd rather see you rot in jail. I'd rather see you have a taste. I'm sure there'll be a lot of guys who want to fix you up. him and the other owners of the company.
Oh, man.
That's how you like spending your money in there, little wanker. Yeah, little wankers.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, I wish you all the best with that. And I know it's going to be a long, arduous fight, but bro.
Well, the thing is, we just like to get it to the next level, next stage, which is discovery. I mean, the lady didn't give us no chance. She just threw out all cause of action with prejudice and just left the court case. I mean, if we just had a chance to get into discovery to find some of this evidence.
Yep.
And I know they've got evidence there. I know these guys have been hiding a lot of shit. They probably chucked all their fucking phones away, all this shit. Oh, man, that's all we want to catch a little bit of these guys.
Well, with a massive corporation like that, I mean, you would assume that they'd have something going on there, Anyway, things that we probably don't want to talk about. But
no, we talk about it.
People
think about it. We talk about
people paying off people and people getting rid of evidence.
There's probably so much more hidden shit that these guys are doing behind people's backs.
Yeah,
fucking scumbags, man. I bet you if you sat and talked to Brock Lesnar or some guy, and they probably wouldn't have said. I mean, that's the reason why the UFC wouldn't hammer him about it. They made a deal with Vince McMahon. That Dana White Vince McMahon made a deal.
Yeah, true. But I guess I know you're not a big fan of UFC anymore, but there's some action happening around here in terms of just fighters dominating now. So
yeah, it's great. I mean, a lot of the fighters are doing really well. I mean, and they know it themselves. They should be getting paid a lot more money.
Yep.
And if they And I can tell you now, you need to be getting paid more money. If you're the world champion of something, you should be getting paid well over a couple $1 million. Easy.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Close to 5, man. Or, it's and if you're not getting that, you're getting ripped.
Yeah. So I guess like Australia and New Zealand, they've got 2 champions now, and obviously there's Rob's there. Rob Whittaker, he's way up there. We've got Ty and Tyson and a few other boys coming up. You've got Junior Tougher coming up. So I guess knowing what you know now, and I know you're training Junior at the moment.
I'm not training. I just
supporting him.
Support him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I support. I actually support all the locals around here. I just, like I said, they know my views on this company. I mean, I like to be associated with a lot of them because, the fact that, the company dislikes me.
Yep.
Because I'm outspoken and I'll speak my mind and don't give a damn what happens.
Absolutely.
And it'll probably be an effect on these guys. But, like I said, I distance myself and do my own thing.
Yeah.
But they know the truth. They honestly, all these fighters that work for this company or anything, they know the truth. They know what's going on.
Yeah. So
and as soon as they start speaking up, they're gonna be try to shut them down also, man.
do you have a desire to open up your own gym or anything like that?
Well, I've bought into a couple of gyms already. I don't have the desire. I mean, like I said, when I get some more money sorted out, I'll be looking at trying to start my own Juggernaut gym. But who knows these days? I've got I just want to finish my career, fight for the next 2 years. I think I'll be 47, retire, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like you said, gives you options, eh?
Well, yeah, I want to.
Options,
I've got a couple of businesses already going.
What are they?
I got gyms.
Yep.
A couple of wellness. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff with with different people. And that's it. So fighting is another way to pay for this court case.
Yeah.
I'll try and lock in a contract before next year.
Yeah.
And start again. So
your current outlook is fight. Early next year.
Early next year, probably March, April, or something like that.
Yeah. You're lining something
I've
up?
talked to a few companies already. The money's not been good for a couple of them, but some of them have been just bullshit offers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they've been all sorted out. Like I said, when the right one comes along, I'll do it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
And 6 more fights is all I want.
Yep.
Sort this shit out and pay for it and move on.
6 more fights and
like I said, I'm like a dog on a bone with this court case. I want to get this court case done. This other one I just joined with these guys in the class action. They've been at it for 5.5 years, man. They've been at it 5.5 years. They've had like 20 lawyers on this shit. And how I know they've been trying to keep it at the UFC's fighting hard to keep this away. Because they spent like 70 million on it already. They've been trying to fight hard to not bring the Ali Act in because they're fucking criminals. Fuck. They want these fighters to stay like this.
Yeah.
So when they sign the next contract, they have to sign the next contract, which is fucking them already, to get the next fight.
Yeah.
They keep the money low so they can do that. They do that with every fighter.
They give you enough just to be able to feed yourself.
And then they say, you have to sign the next contract, and it's our contract, which fucks you up. And, if you don't fight it, you don't get the next fight.
Yeah.
That's just how they do things. And I know that if I was seen it firsthand. They've done it with a lot of other fighters. Once the Ali Act comes in, all these things will change for these fighters. But just a matter of time. I really hope, I hope God, puts this thing to go through. He fixes this shit. So these fighters get a better chance as they come to, what they should be earning when they make it to the top in a sport. If you make it to the top in any sport, you should be getting paid because you deserve it.
Yeah, and you're putting your body on the line. I mean, man, there's people that have died in boxing rings, and so if you're going to be out there, because I mean, to be honest, as soon as you close that cage, like that cage door, like literally, you have the license to kill, right?
The thing is, plus when you're cheating, they get more of an advantage.
Exactly
the thing
right.
Is,
yeah.
I mean, fighting is so hard. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Look, I just wanted to say something, man, just from me, man. Me also, like, you've always been this, like, real humble guy, like, especially, like, I know your son and Zalani, and he's been on the podcast before, and, just for you just to be like, come to my house and we'll do this podcast, so really wanted to, say thanks, bro. Yeah, appreciate
you.
Good,
man. Appreciate having the podcast. It's, like I said, I've been quiet for a bit, but I don't mind sharing my story with everyone.
Yeah.
People need to hear this. People need to hear about, these companies and these things that are
Yeah.
actually going on. I mean,
Yeah.
all these people know it. They just don't want to say it. I mean, all the fighters know what they should be doing or should be getting paid. But I mean, it's a hard thing for them in their position to say things like this. But
Yeah.
people say don't bite the hand that feeds you. The hand's a fucking crooked hand. Bite that shit off and get a new hand.
Yeah.
Fuck these guys, man. These guys are just ass eaters of this fucking crappy company that rips everyone off.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And they think, oh, look, you're just a bitter employee. But what makes me laugh is these guys have no connection with the UFC. UFC's garbage. Oh, fuck. There's no connection with them. Well, they don't give a shit who these people are. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess actually one thing I wanted to touch on just lastly, bro, is obviously like you were talking to me about how much you've traveled over the last 20 years and having these last 8-12 months just to be at home. Yeah. And being around your family, and it's kind of made you realize that it's like, fuck, this is like where you belong, and hence your training locally now,
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't train at home because of the kids were young, it's a lot of and I realized that, but it was good to travel overseas and change. But like I said, you do things on the way that a lot of things have happened along the way. I'm not proud of. I just want to come back, fix my family. I mean, Aing is everything to me these days.
Yeah.
And I do everything for them. These days, the people that come and go in your life. I met a lot of good people, and I met a lot of ungood people, not so good people.
Yeah.
But it's up to you to weed the good from the bad in your life. The good from the bad, what helps you in the end of the day, and what helps your family. So I mean, some people just piss you off. To be honest.
No, I hear you, bro.
So annoying. Some people I've met.
I hear you, man.
Nothing but just.
Yeah.
You just want to fucking get a gun and get boom. You dead, bitch. So annoying, some of these motherfuckers, man. No loyalty, no nothing, just garbage.
Yeah.
But that's just the life lesson you learn. And
yeah.
Enough about being so negative. There's a lot of positives going on in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
With life, there's a lot of other things going on that should be, touch up on. But we're here talking about my shit, and that's it. So, bottom line is me. I just want to finish my career happy. I'm not so bitter about this shit company. Win this lawsuit, both lawsuits, and change the MMA landscape. Make things even for the kids, also boys and girls, and also make things a lot more profitable for them.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the fight that I've joined in on both sides. I don't care what anyone says. If they do what they want to do, they do them. I'm going to do me. That's it.
Absolutely, bro. Oh, well, on that note, I guess we'll wrap it up, man. Thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. Really appreciate it.
Thanks
and
for having me on.
Man, I know for a fact that, the best is yet to come. I always say that, but I know for sure, man, with everything that's going on and obviously having all this shit and lawsuits and all that stuff, obviously you want to finish your career happy, and
I'm going to.
Yep.
I'm going to finish my career happy.
Yep.
I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy fighting again. I'm going to, look back at the next 2 years and go, man, it's been a great ride, and actually enjoy the moment instead of just, not enjoy it as much. Enjoy the moment until the next chapter comes into my life, and God says, you're done here now. Move on.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, I think the most important thing these days for anyone to look at it is enjoying the moment where you are now, not worry about the past or the future.
Yep.
Plan for the future, live in the moment.
Yep.
What I was worried about, a lot of stuff is not doing what I was saying.
Yeah.
Living in the moment, enjoying my life now.
Absolutely.
Or worried about this. You can't change those things. You can plan for it. You can't go back to these things.
Yeah.
Live in the moment, enjoy it. Because when the next door opens, God says, time's open, you're up here, move.
Yeah.
And then you can't go back here, so,
One thing I just realized from you saying that was just, you're like, yes, I am going to have a happy ending to my career. Just your conviction. It's not I might, maybe I will, it's I will. And
there's no mites with me. These,
decisive,
like me
man.
saying to you, am I the best fighter in the world? Yes. I'm not going to second guess. I'll say it to you that I am the best fighter. I always, when I think things about this, I'm always positive, and that's I'm certain about certain things that I'm going to try and do, because I would try and do that in my life. Enjoy that certainty.
No, that's amazing, bro. Then I think for all the listeners that are, or people watching this, fuck, take that out.
But it's easy though. I mean, exactly. People ask me, "Are you going to do this?" And I'm like, "Of course, hell yeah." In my mind and my heart, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
If I go, can you fuck him up? Yeah, fucking oath, I'll fuck him up. That's how I feel. That's my conviction, But I think, like I said, well, every fighter has to have that mentality and mindset, because that's what makes that person different. They're the best. I mean, they don't care about death. That's what makes them the best in the world. It's that some people will tell you it. Some people will have to sit there and go, "No, man, you know what? Yeah, I know everything you're saying, but I'm so much more better than that."
Yeah.
Anyway,
man.
Thanks for the time having me on, man.
Thanks,
it.
Bro. Appreciate it. Where can we find you?
You can find me. I won't tell my agent. you can find me on my Instagram and Facebook. We'll have my website up and running soon. For the Juggernaut apparel. That's been offline for a little while. Like I said, I've been busy doing other shit. I'll be looking after that myself with the Zen and a few other guys. I think we're
all right.
With a lot of guys. And
Instagram, Mark Hunt Fighter. And
Facebook.
You on Twitter?
I think I don't know what it is. Mark Hunt Fighter.
No, just Instagram. Just Instagram, and then you can
somewhere.
find him.
I'm there, creeping somewhere, man.
Just bloody Google Mark Hunt, and you'll find him.
Yeah. So thanks for your time, guys. Hope it helped you with a lot of your shit. And hey, fuck UFC. We get these motherfuckers, man. Yeah.
And we out.
Wow.
What an episode. Thanks everyone for listening to this episode of the podcast. What can I say, Mark? Such an extraordinary guy. He has serious conviction in everything that he puts his mind to, and it's not about whether something may or may not happen. It's if he's got something that he wants to do, it's about when it's going to happen. So again, thank you everyone for listening to the podcast. If you're listening to this far in the episode, I really appreciate you. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and leave some love on the Instagram page, Empowered Men Podcast. Search up on Instagram, you can't miss it. But yeah, appreciate you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.